Hello everyone, how y'all doing? So, you guys remember this video I made? It was yeah, it was like around a month ago, in which PlayStation decided to release this whole 30th anniversary bullshit, in which they released a bunch of themes that altered the overall appearance of the menu and also the sound effects based on the consoles that you chose. So, for example, this right here was PlayStation 2 themed, and then here it was PlayStation 4 themed, and then I think right here, here it is. And this one was PlayStation 3 themed, and you could change that in the settings. Uh, it was a cool feature. Now, of course, I'm sure some people might, question the overall level of how customizable the PlayStation 5 is relative to the previous ones, and that's fine. I think those are all pretty fair criticisms to share. Me personally, to me, when it comes to consoles, I tend to have a much more, direct relationship and demand. To me, it's like just play the disc that I'm inserting on your console. That's really all I care about. The level of customization is not something that's going to affect my overall impressions of the console too much, but I can definitely understand why some people might not really appreciate that. To me, one of the things that I do miss about the PlayStation 3, especially, was just how much. First of all, I think they were a little bit more lax with the amount of media that you could consume there, even if there were a few video files that were a little bit, incompatible. But I also liked how, and also the fact that you could also play album CDs. You can't do that on a PS4 and PS5, sadly. And then there was also the fact that there were some games where you could actually insert songs that were uploaded on your console, which was really cool. I remember playing WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 and customizing like the intro of my character by injecting songs that I uploaded to my console. So that was really cool. Obviously, you can't do that anymore. I think the PS4 and PS5, in terms of media devices, they're, in my opinion, inferior to the PS3. Aside from the fact that at least the PS5 can now play Ultra HD, what is it, Ultra Blu-ray, whatever the fuck, the new format that allows you to play games at 4K. Probably the biggest advantage from a media device perspective, but other than that, I think there were definitely some ways that they regressed. But in terms of like how customizable they are, not necessarily something that, like, I mean, I do miss that era of especially PlayStation 3, where you could create custom themes and stuff like that. That was really awesome, but again, I don't really hold too much grudge over that. Anyway, with that said, uh, I do still miss that, and I guess this did at least allowed you to have some degree of nostalgia towards that era, and I did appreciate it. I think one of the things that in recent years I've kind of have a bit of a pet peeve with Sony is the fact that I felt like they weren't really doing a lot to honor their history. You know, for example, with the level of backwards compatibility with their older uh, generations, and they're getting better. I know that. Like, they have like PlayStation Classics and whatever. They now have the ultimate tier of PlayStation that has like a catalog of PS1, PS2. I think even PSP games. I know, they are getting better, but I don't think it's enough. I also think that this is, of course, my own personal take, but I definitely do think that there are some games from the past that I wish they could re-release. A lot of first-party games from that era that I really wish they could re-release in some way or another. But that's my own take. Now, here's the thing. One thing about this 30th anniversary thing is that we were told that this was a limited event, as in, after some point, it would not be available. However, it still is. And I know that because, well, obviously I'm connecting to remote play, so this is definitely in the latest firmware. But yeah, like, after, I mean, it's been over a month since they released this, and you can still customize the appearance. And so I don't know. I'm starting to have a different interpretation of what they might have meant when they say that, because a part of me now wonders if perhaps when they said that this is a limited thing, maybe they meant that the actual feature, because the thing is, the feature from what I remember, it was something that you had to like approve to your console, and so maybe they're not really gonna make that available. Wait. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, was that actually something that you had to like download, or was it something that just came automatically? Because I'm actually remembering that they just said that a new feature would be available on the console, and then it was that. So I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if what I said is even correct, but I don't know. The only way I can assume what perhaps they meant was that, let's say, for example, you buy a console today. You bought a console today. You're probably not going to have this 30th anniversary thing because you're going to activate the device. It was not activated during that period when this feature was becoming available. You're going to install the latest firmware, and the combination of all those things might not lead to this being available. At least that's what I assume they probably meant. Which, if that's the case, well, it is a little bit unfortunate for the people that weren't able to take advantage of this. I am somewhat willing to compromise because at the very least, what I was mainly asking was that, as someone that has this feature already installed on my console, I wouldn't really appreciate it if they just actively removed it. And that's why for the past month, honestly, I've actually been keeping my console offline just because legitimately I'm afraid of just updating this console and suddenly I wake up and I can no longer change to PlayStation 3 sound effects. That was a concern I did have. But, you know, the thing is, I've been talking to a couple of friends who keep their consoles online, and periodically I keep asking them, "Hey, by the way, is the 30th anniversary thing still available?" And they'll usually say, "Oh yeah, I still have access to it. I can still change it to PS2 theme or PlayStation 3 or whatever." So, after some time, I'm like, you know what? At the very least, I'm gonna update this console to the latest firmware just in case I want to buy a new game that might not work on older firmwares. And then who knows? Maybe after this, I'll just disconnect this console from the internet just in case there's an update that removes it, and then I'll do what I've been doing for the past month and just periodically ask people, "Hey, is this feature still available? Is the feature still available? Is the feature still available?" And hopefully the answer is yes, because again, I don't think they should. Hey, this game looks kind of cool. Can I see the gameplay? Huh. This actually looks pretty cool. I'm gonna have to put this on my wish list. I like it. Yeah, it was released this month. I like it. I'll have to see if there's a digital version. Sorry. Sorry. I have to see if there's a physical version, because if there's no physical version, I'll probably just buy this on PC. But yeah, I just find it kind of funny. Oh, there's in-game transaction. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I just find it funny that while I was talking about this, suddenly a game that looks interesting. Hey, look at this. Ah, it looks to be a side scroller. That's nice. Again, I'll check if there's a physical version. If there's not, I'll probably buy it on PC. So yeah, um, I know sometimes I complain about things. Sometimes I complain about consoles. Sometimes I complain about the state of video game. But at the end of the day, it is still a medium that I care about. And sometimes I do find shit like this that kind of reinvigorates my overall passion for this medium. So despite the negativity, I still love gaming. And hello, what's this? Wait, I've seen this. This I've actually seen. I actually do remember seeing this somewhere. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. Thanks for watching.